like they was like little brothers. They put them in the headlock and they couldn't get out.
Right.
Like literally, like they had. I looked up. They had 36 in the second half.
That was like and I gotta be like mindful of what I'm saying about them, because I'm like, when we was on fucking First Take and Get Up, and I was like, yo, there's no really great teams, right? Like, and a lot of, backlash was, well, OKC is a great team. You see what they're doing. They got one of the best defense. Perk was talking about how they had, like, historically one of the best defense. What they did to Minnesota was impressive, I can't lie. Like, just sitting back and really watching the whole series and, like, how it played out and like, the games that was won and shit, like, it was impressive. And I never, like, wanted to take that in from them, but I just felt like we was missing more from Minnesota than what I thought OKC was, like, how impressive they was. Like, I was a little bit on the fence of, like, damn, Minnesota wasn't as good as I thought they was.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think that was the fact. Or is like I thought OKC was really good. I never doubted how good they was, because being in the league, first of all, the goal,
60 games.
60 games to win in the league is impressive, right? Like, to do what they did against the Eastern Conference and lose only one game is like unheard of shit.
But you remember what I told you when they was lining up when they beat us, and then when they beat Golden State? You remember what I told you?
Yeah, about that was good for OKC because they were better against, like, them younger teams.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about Minnesota. Did you remember what was the main thing I said when I said when they played against us?
It wasn't really that
discipline, or nobody in the first two series they played, there was nobody at the rim.
Right.
Literally, like nobody was at the rim. We was in between of playing our bigs. We played small. Then you when they played against Golden State, they played small.
Right.
Draymond at the 5. And when I told you, once they run it up into a team like OKC that could protect the rim the way they do, ain't going in there finishing on Chet and not getting hit by Dort and not getting hit by the other big fella over there neither. What's his name? Harkenstein.
Right.
I told you that. Like, once they run up to a team, they got rim protection like they do, and challenging everything at the rim and clogging the paint and making you shoot threes, because they had a lot of wide open threes tonight that they missed.
Yeah.
But that's OKC game plan.
Right.
Make you shoot threes.
But if you take it back to Game 4, right? Like, they had that was their game plan. But when we watched Game 4, all right, let's talk about Game 4. This was Game 5. Game 4, they had 19 total turnovers, talking about Minnesota. OKC had 20-something offensive rebounds. They only won by 2 points. And Ant didn't shoot the ball well. But Julius Randle had 2 points.
But not to cut you off. Vice versa, OKC had 15 turnovers, and Minnesota had 19 offensive rebounds. So it was basically the same exact thing.
Right.
OKC a little bit more didn't turn the ball over, a little bit more shots, a little bit more times, but it was like the point was converting off the turnovers is what it was.
I felt like they was getting out. Soon as OKC got a turnover, got some shit, they was getting out.
They was getting out.
Well, what I seen so much undisciplined shit. Like, that's the part I was like a little pissed off about watching the game. It's like, tonight they got a man in the passing lane. And, like, just so say if Ant had it, right? Like, he had it one time. They got a man in the passing lane. There's a man on the wing. Cut through.
Move out the way,
like, if you trying to go against them, they're going to load up.
Loading the floor,
they boxes and fucking elbows. Like, you could see that shit from a mile away. Where are you going?
Right.
Like, Drew Randle, he played better today. I thought today he kind of
slow. His start was extremely slow.
It was slow. But when he started just, like, sticking the three and, like, just being efficient and taking what the defense give him, but then you look at the previous game where he was playing, and it's like, if you just catch the ball one time, and we just looking at it from pro aspect, niggas were scorers in the league, so we're not gonna act like we couldn't score the ball.
Right.
If I'm catching it and I'm seeing the load, I'm seeing them load up. Like, you not pointing a couple guys do, like, go through, get off the line, or if I'm Finchy, look, if you catching or Ant dancing up top, if they boxes and fucking elbows, somebody got to cut
the
through.
Box, cut the wing, right?
Cut through, under screen, run pick and roll with the small. They kept trying to run the pick and rolls, and Harkenstein staying on the pick. He's one of the best coverage bigs in the pick and roll.
Saying that,
Him and other big fella. Yeah. So if you set pick and rolls up top, he's just gonna box you in.
Yeah.
It ain't like Lou Dort fucking easy to score on.
They wasn't they wasn't even playing like it was.
It's like they ain't even come out. It was like they was gone.
I watched Julius Randle do some shit at the top, turn the ball over, and just turn his back. Like
Look,
they just go get a fat. Like is this the Western Conference Finals
that's
or
the
what?
Part where I was confused at, and I think that's what the frustration from us come from is like. You know how long you've been in the league, and you know how fucking hard it is to get back to those spots.
Right. Yeah.
They just got back there twice.
Back to back, right.
You know how hard it is to get back to the spots to be moping and not be fucking like playing hard.
Motherfuckers got spanked back to back. We spanked the shit out of them, and they got spanked the next year.
Made a trade and got spanked.
Spanked again, yeah.
Like let's go back to the questions so we can like get past this because obviously the series wasn't what I thought it was. It was what you thought it was. You said games. You said 5 games from the beginning. So I got to take my hat out to that. But if we look, I want to let's go back to the Wolves one. Like where the first question I remember. Like what do you think Minnesota go from here? Like I know it's still early and just looking at the landscape of their team, just watching them through the playoffs, obviously competing against them all year.
I mean. They made it to the Western Conference Finals, so you don't have to change much. I think now, if you ask me, I think you have to find a younger guard to start for Mike Conley. I think Mike Conley's role as a starter in this league is these guys are too young, too quick. He's been around a long time. I think he's now a backup point guard.
Right.
So now it's either have to be Nickeil Alexander or are we going with the young gun from Kentucky? Next year starting. I mean, that's just my opinion. Like I said, when you make it to the Western Conference Finals back-to-back years, it's not much that you need to change. I think, That if I'm that, I'm that part where either you going with the young fella or you going to try to find a guy like a Drew Holiday. I would try to do something with Drew if I could. You know what I mean? Like, cause I need that veteran guard. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that Mike Conley didn't do his job, and I'm not saying that Mike Conley's not a veteran, but I need a veteran guard that's going to like teach Ant more and get in his ass more. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's going to really drive him. Like I said, they made it to Western Conference Finals, so you can't really be like. Over the top. You can't go over the top. It's just like, you got to be better. So, if you ask me, I think it's that point guard spot. Everything else they kind of already have, and they don't really need too much.
Right. I don't know, man. Like, I got to figure out, like, if it's time for Nas to take a step. I feel like him and them getting Julius Randle kind of pushing back a little bit again,
right?
Like after Cat, right? Like I feel like it's his turn to figure out what he gonna do with his career as far as like going to a team where he maybe be a starter and be able to kind of like show his game and and things like that. Because I feel like him and Ant together at the 4, if he's playing at the 4, I feel like it's still like a really good fit for Minnesota. Not with Drew Randle, and figuring out what, obviously, if you're going to keep Drew Randle, how that's going to go. But I feel like the biggest part is where does Nas, where do they see him as?
Right.
Next year, he got a player option, so, you know what I mean?
I think he's a power forward also. Like, I don't think he's a center. Like, I think he's a matchup problem center, but I think he's a start power forward. Like, he got the skill. He can shoot the ball. He can make plays. He can put the ball on the ground. I think that's more of a power forward type of spot. But you just never know what
right. And then the Mike Conley thing. I think Mike Conley was if we're just watching sports and not really trying to like we pinpoint, like I just felt like he really couldn't stand it with the young fellas.
No.
Yeah, they was just, it
was just too much. It was
they was them youngins was at him. He wasn't gonna let him off the hook. He wasn't shooting it really well, so it was like you almost damn near played him off the court to the point he ain't play. So, I mean, if I would say we'll go from there, I'll figure out what I'm gonna do with Drew Randle first. I think it's Drew Randle and Nas. I feel like again Nas need to see if he's ready to take that step and become a starter, be off the bench player. That's gonna be his role, but I feel like they definitely got to figure that out. Were they outmatched or was it just coaching or effort? I mean,
it was outmatched.
Yeah.
More of a team.
Yeah, they're definitely
Structure
more
was
of a
different.
team.
They
Structure was
hung their
different.
hat on defense. Obviously, you got the MVP, so you never have to worry about scoring.
Right,
When you have a team that you don't never have to worry about scoring
right.
and just getting stops over and over and over, what they did tonight, like I said again, man, I said OKC in 5. I knew Minnesota would get 1.
Right.
I knew they would get 1 just based off of them not getting swept. I knew they wouldn't get swept, but I knew it wouldn't go past 5. So no, I don't think it was a coach. I just think they was just outmatched. Like,
Right.
obviously, OKC just had the better defensive team, the better team all the way around, all the way bought in, and they young, they hungry, and they ready.
Right. I felt like they. I don't really feel like they was really outmatched, bro. I just felt like it was just small, minor things that if they were to fix or they just gotta identify as a team and still like one thing again. I don't give a fuck how you take it or know that you ain't fighting obviously on the court, but it was no fucking physicality.
Yeah.
Like it was none of that. The entire series, you didn't have no bump. You didn't have none of that. You had minor little
game,
shit.
One game 3, the game they won.
Yeah, that was the game,
was the
and you see why. You feel what I'm saying? It's just to me is as if it was like it was nobody on Minnesota that was like, okay, I'm gonna be the dude that's grimy. You feel what I'm saying? I'm coming, I'm screening super hard if I gotta hit Shea. Like I seen Nas Reed crack Shea on the screen. I'm like, bro, he should do that shit. 3-4 games,
no
like
bullshit.
3-4 games ago, he getting screened hard as shit every time. And one time, and I'm gonna take it back because I was watching the Knicks series. Yes, I was watching the Knicks game yesterday. I know we're gonna talk about this later, but I seen Nimhard, one of the possessions. I seen this motherfucker come from across the court. They just scored. I seen him come from across the court just to go bump Jalen Brunson. He ain't had shit to do with him. He wasn't even guarding him.
Yeah.
Naismith was guarding him.
Yeah.
He come bump him, just quick bump him, elbow and boom. And you know, because we recognize shit like that. I'm like, see, that's the shit that Minnesota left out this series. Like, ball go through, I'm hitting him. And another thing, why the fuck do they got this cousin guarding him? Like, I ain't agree with that, bro. Like, it's my cousin. I'm not about to fight my cousin. So even if I miss or make, he elbowing his cousin all in the neck. The day he bumped the shit out of me, falling on the ground. I said, bro, that was
And then out the shit out of him last game.
bro. I'm not putting his cousin
Oh
on
my
me, bro.
God.
I'm not doing that. It's not no. Even though you don't want to be like, yo, it's a family type of thing, but it's then you know they're not gonna fight. Like you know it ain't gonna be no disrespect going there.
right,
Like if anything, if I'm in the Western Conference Finals, you gonna cook me and you gonna be my cousin. I'm fucking you up.
I'm putting the gloves on with that
Fucking
man.
him up. He fucked him up.
We got to fight after that. We
Yo, he
going
was
to cook out.
kicking
We
his-
got to fight after that, gang.
He was kicking his ass.
Well, we got to rumble after that.
Like
Come on, man. I'm sitting there like, why you got to do me like that? It's like if we was going there and you just busting my ass
letting
the
you
whole
up.
time, and I'm just like, come on, bro. Like, that. Pass the ball. Like, that's what we on. Like,
bro,
all right,
you was
watch.
cooking me like that. I'm following shit out.
All right, watch.
Come on,
I'm
bro. I got a
all right,
problem.
watch. Watch.
got
When
you,
I'm going to
like-
pull up to your crib after this. I'm coming
We
to the
got a
crib.
problem, bro. You're not gonna disrespect me
Hell
on national
no.
TV.
Fuck that.
Just wiping the floor with him. I'm like, come on,
hell
bro.
no.
God damn. And then if I'm Timberwolves coach, I'm finished. Get him the fuck off of him. Like
he think that's because his cousin, he gonna be able to
he
guard
know
him.
what he doing. He know they work out together. Yeah, he know. Nigga,
He got his
Please.
ass bust. That's what
please,
that is,
man. Please.
Shit,
I
it
don't
be
even
like
wanna,
that. You gotta guard the MVP. I ain't, like you said, I ain't doing that shit.
about to foul him though. I'm not about to just let him just cruise in the lane. Then he just cruise into the lane, in and out, walking him down.
Bop, bop, bop.
Still ain't
Bit,
see
bit.
much of a. We still ain't see much of a double team on him. Like, I'm confused at that.
I mean, by the time they even started to even like change up, they went the zone, tried to slow them up a little bit. It was just too late already. I mean, they already was in the mode of going already. It was nothing they could possibly do once they started going. Like I said, I think they had more defensive rebounds. Let me see that stat you had up there again. Shit, they had more turnovers in the first half than they made field goals. I mean, it ain't
14 turnovers to 12 field goals in the first half.
what you gonna do with that?
That's crazy.
I mean, shit.
They was playing. It was just all about basketball. That's the one thing I'm not happy about. That shit was all about basketball. We got to put hands on you.
Hands and
We got to
feet.
put feet on you one time. Like, it got to be something in that.
Remember when Gobert elbowed Brian in the last series? What the fuck
Something.
was in there of that shit at?
That's
like,
what I'm saying. Some elbow one of
something,
them,
right?
like something. But we not even going. we're not even gonna get too far into it. Let me get the rest of these Timberwolves question out. I mean, obviously, I don't really shit. I had Timberwolves winning, so I'm tight pissed off at how just the lack of fucking like. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, come on, bro. Y'all made basketball look terrible today.
I try to tell you.
NBA looked it bad. The Western Conference Final, that shit looked bad.
I try to tell you, man.
Come on, the discrepancy of teams is not that fucking big, though. Like, for you to just be beating the shit out of them like that. Is it? I could be wrong.
It's
like,
the system.
I keep saying,
it's the system,
though, just what I'm seeing, though. Like,
yeah, right.
If
like,
I'm coaching the game and I'm seeing it, like, I like real-time adjustments, I would be at the crib. If you coaching, I'll be at the crib telling you exactly what I'm seeing.
Right, every time.
If we watching this on film, this is what I'm saying. They loading up.
Right.
Send a cutter through. Like, adjust. If OKC, what OKC was doing was every time Ant would get one-on-one, they would let that man kind of play the robber and, like, kind of stay on him at like a soft trap.
Soft trap, right.
And they know he want to go left, so they forcing him right.
They stole that shit from us when we was playing against them last year.
Mm-hmm.
They stole that shit from us when anytime Shea would get the switch and start to break down the guy that he switched, it would be a slow cut through. Like, we would be waiting every time when Shea would come, he would be right there waiting to sit in his lap. Same thing they did to Ant. Same exact thing.
Yeah, that shit was ugly, man. As they said, is there anything you would have done differently if you were coaching? Just differently. Just pick one, because we're not even about to try to dissect this.
I mean, it wasn't too much shit you could do different.
You don't think it was nothing?
I mean, I was about to say defensively, if you're Minnesota, obviously you could have put more hands, more players on Shea. But if you really look at this game, he was a willing passer.
Yeah, early.
Same as last game. So it wasn't really too much you can do, because Gobert was a non-factor. Like, those guys getting to the rim at will. They catching lobs. He getting caught in no man's land. Drew Randall, a non-factor defensively. It was just like, anytime bro caught the ball and did anything, it was a bucket or a foul or somebody else was scoring.
Right.
So no, I don't think you could adjust that much. It just was just one of those things where they were the better team. Point blank period. They were the better team. That's just what it was.
Right. No, I feel that.
Damn, I need some tissue.
I'm on the same way, Dan. First of all, just tell him you're a little under the weather.
I thought you was over here running like a badass 3-year-old.
Yeah. I thought you was gonna bring some. You need some.
Cat, yeah.
Hey, see if somebody can grab some tissue. It's a bathroom right here as soon as you come out the crib. If we want to talk about like just adjustments or what I would have done adjustment, first of all, I would have never let them to continue to just load right there.
Right.
Like, I would have told you. I would have had to tell Drew Randall, listen, bro. Be posting you up, all that coming off pick and rolls. Like, he coming off pick and rolls. It's not like what are you gonna be able to do with him coming off pick and rolls? Like, it don't even make sense. And then you dribble and you take one dribble and then you trying to pass, and not even just him, but they trying to pass and it's just people in the passing lane. I'm like, you can see that though. You literally can see it. Like, if I'm standing there, you take one dribble, go to pass. Come on, bro. These niggas is going down court just dunking the ball every other play, like you're not in the Western Conference.
And he's not running back. That's the whole part. Like, you turn the ball over, you run the fuck back.
Right.
Something. Like, don't just turn your back. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's the bullshit.
The part. Yeah, I just wasn't feel like it. Just didn't seem like their intensity just was like, yo, we trying to get to the finals. It kind of seemed like they felt like, not even that they felt like they was going to lose, but I didn't see that fire that I was, that I was expecting to just, all right, if we going out on some shit. Right. It was like, we already gone.
We done.
We ain't going in here.
Yeah, or it was OKC, like, we fucking ending y'all.
Yeah.
Like, you got to give them credit too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Not more so what Ant was doing. It's more so what OKC was like, y'all not coming in here. Y'all not winning. We 7-1 in the playoffs at home. Shit, we really don't lose at home anyway in the season in general.
Right.
We're not about to let y'all come in here and win this game.
Yeah, and they did it. They say, let's go take some of these hot takes and then see if we can go for like a little commercial break, right? What does the summer look like for Ant and Minnie?
We just talked about it.
Yeah.
Another point guard.
Yeah.
I think you go get another center and you move Nas to the 4.
Right.
And then you just figure that dynamic out.
Then you're going to have to move Drew Randall.
Move him.
Right.
Move him.
Right.
You got to trade for him, but you really got Nas. You got to unlock Nas.
Yeah.
Now it's time to unlock his game. Like,
or what if you move Rudy?
I don't think you move Rudy just because it's like, if you move Rudy, depend on what you get back from him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you spent so much to get him.
Right.
Like, so now if you move him, what do you get back that can actually help your team win? See, like they one piece away. Back-to-back Western Conference Finals, you one piece away, so you don't want to make a drastic change, but it has to be something that is like, all right, well, that's different.
I feel like they have a couple pieces.
Feel like a couple pieces?
Yeah, I feel like, I wouldn't say a couple. Yeah, probably a couple. Yeah,
really, if you really look at it, other than, like, they're going to have to go against OKC
every year.
Next, however many years, you know what I'm saying? So, really, it's figuring out how do you beat them.
Right.
What do you add to be able to beat them? That's the question.
Right.
Just like when Joker was everybody tried to go get a big man because they got a matchup with Joker, you know what I'm saying? Just same thing with OKC. What do you add to be able to beat OKC in this situation?
Right.
Or over the next fucking 5 years, 10 years, man. These young niggas, man.
Right. If Shea wins,
no question.
Is he the best Thunder of all time?
Question.
Because he won, huh?
Yeah, because he won and he averaged 30 last 3 years and he MVP.
Right. So
he did everything you fucking wanted to do.
He did everything. The other three, only three I can really even think of that was there, right?
It was only two because he better than Harden. Because Harden didn't have he wasn't Harden in OKC.
Right.
MVP wise, he better than Durant was. So really, it'd just be a Westbrook thing. It's just really between him and Westbrook. If you ask me, that's my personal opinion.
Right.
It's between him and Westbrook.
Right. When you say better, though, I know what you mean. Like not better, but
not better, just as
a Thunder, right?
Yeah, as a Thunder player. Yeah. Not better.
And that's what I want people to realize is like because I was seeing. I think we talked about it on First Take when they was like the best Thunder of all time, and it's like you might automatically think of KD, but not KD and Russell is not like, okay, their career. We're not talking about the career. Obviously, you can't talk about his career because he haven't played as long as they have.
Right.
But if we talking about statistically and we talking about what he's done in an OKC uniform, he'd be the best player ever.
If he win a championship, for sure.
I agree. I can't even like go.
And like I said,
it's
between him and Russ.
Being able to carry a team, a young ass team. But I think that's the most impressive. Being able to like. You don't normally see teams that young winning like that, or even just buying in like that to the point where like everybody on the same, you know what I mean?
You already got 3 or 4 older teams anyway.
Yeah, but it's a YN league.
Yeah, and they figured that shit out.
Yes, they did. It's their league. I ain't even, you know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. And another one is Ant the Face of the League, cover over.
Fuck no.
Convo over, my fault.
Convo, fuck no. That shit just beginning.
Right. I still think the dog gonna be
23, man.
Yeah.
Stop.
I feel like he gonna go down as one of the best players ever.
Without question.
Yeah.
Without a question.
I can say that as one of the best players ever. I believe that regardless of just what was, transpiring the last 2 years of just seeing him get back to that spot twice, it's like you already know he gonna get over that mountaintop.
For sure.
Like that's gonna happen.
Exactly.
For sure. Hopefully it happens, but that's gonna happen. God need to go deeper into that one. Is the super team era over?
Yes, it is. When it comes to trading for players and getting the big names
or some shit like that together.
Yeah, some teams.
I think it's still good for hoop. You know what I'm saying? I think it's still good for like the bigger market teams. So like, obviously you gotta, see who you putting around them. But I think now it's gonna be more so everybody's gonna look to be younger led, but still have some veterans that's like strong pieces. You know what I'm saying?
And then you talk about super teams, like who to have a super team right now with I don't really know. Like, you know what I'm saying? You put KD on what? Spurs? Is that a super team? You put KD on Dallas? Is that a super team?
Yes.
Yeah.
Kyrie Irving, Ant Davis, Kevin Durant. Super team. Do you consider, all right, they had a bad season, but do you consider the Philadelphia 76ers a super team?
Right now?
Yeah.
Fuck no.
I'm talking about, I'm talking about
they ass whooped last year all fucking year. Ain't no fucking way. They got super names.
Right.
That's the part is what's going on right now.
That's what you
super
get
names.
fucked up in your head at.
Yeah,
Like
you get
super team.
super
Right?
names. Ain't no fucking super team. What? Hell no. He's getting whooped all year. Ain't no way. No. Fuck that. Hell no.
Right.
Ain't no way.
On paper.
Super names.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
That team.
Super
shit.
teams. First and foremost, to have super teams, you gotta have players that's winners. Like, you know what I'm saying, to put on a team. Fuck these names. Like, we just seen Book, Bill, and KD. When you seen that, you thought that might have been a super team.
Right.
Then they get their ass whooped. They ain't even fucking make the playoffs. Like, come on, man. Like, it's super names now. Fuck them super teams. Ain't nobody like no super team. The next super team will be OKC.
Right.
All homegrown.
What if KD go to Minnesota though? Would you like that?
Yeah, I would. I would love that, actually.
I would like that too.
Yeah, I would.
I think that'd be a good fit.
I think they'd get some get back.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
That's the fit, right?
That's the fit.
I can see that too.
I can see that too. Get KD, get a point guard, you in the game.
But you got to come out with Drew Randall. Yeah, I see you.
Yeah, he had a good year. He was injured most of the year, but I mean, in his playoffs, he had a good playoffs. But this specific series,
it wasn't.
And
good
this is the team that you're going to have to beat to get over the mountaintop year and year after year.
Yeah,
you're not the player.
Right.
You're not the player for y'all.
You're not the guy, right?
You're not the guy. No, and that's cool. They don't take away from a type of player he is. He's a good player.
Really good player, right?
They don't take away. He's just not the guy to be able to beat this OKC Thunder.
Right. Makes sense, right? It says, why haven't we had a back-to-back championship since the Warriors? I don't fucking know. I thought Boston would.
Yeah, they did Boston. Well, they came across some injuries though.
Yeah, they came across some bad luck too this year.
Injuries and dumbass GMs thinking too much and fucking teams up.
Right.
Those two things.
Right.
For the most part. Injuries and motherfuckers fucking teams up that's good teams that won a championship and then come back and then you move a couple pieces. You don't know how the importance of moving one or two pieces can change a whole team.
Right. That shit don't. I thought it was, man, but like now the landscape and just seeing, if we could talk about two teams, Minnesota got to where they got to last year in the same spot, got their ass beat, sent back home, but I think they'll be back next year.
Yeah,
I think they'll be in the Rumble again.
Just depending on how what they roster look like.
Right.
You know,
I think they're at. I think it's more attractive now.
They getting KD, man. KD to Minnesota. Let's make the push.
Right.
Drew Randall
to Suns to Minnesota. To
somebody else got moved too. Yeah. Drew Randall.
It might be a couple pieces moved.
Yeah, a couple pieces. Yeah. Drew Randall, but you got a bunch of young pieces, so you can move a Nickeil Alexander. You can move a Donte DiVincenzo because you still got the young Terry Shannon. He's playing next year.
Need some of that type of shit too.
Yeah, they young. They need. I mean, KD leaving anyway.
Right.
Minnesota is the spot for him.
Right. Or Dallas. Which one you like better?
I don't think he could get to Dallas unless they come off that first pick.
They gotta come up.
That's the only thing about that. Like, you really don't have much more.
What was the? Remember we talked about it. What was the move you said Dallas should make?
Giannis, right? Is that say Giannis?
No, you said Book.
Oh yeah. I said Book.
Yeah,
I like that.
You like Book, huh?
Yeah, I like Book.
Dallas.
Book in Dallas.
Yeah,
I like that.
I think
Book need a fresh start.
Yeah.
I think Dallas would be the perfect spot for him. He get over there with some veteran guys, some guys that's already established. I mean, obviously he was there. He was with KD and B. Bill, but it just wasn't a good mix.
Right. And
Take him to Dallas, give him a big and AD, getting back ready for when Kyrie come back. Kai, Book, AD.
They got a couple other bigs.
Yeah, I think they can contend with OKC.
Yeah. I mean, shit.
I like that.
I don't think it's a bad
They
mix.
said there's gonna be a ton of motherfuckers moving this summer.
Yeah, it's gonna be a crazy free agency, and we covering free agency too.
Yeah, for sure.
And I don't even want to let them know this. We breaking some of that news, bro.
Right.
Fuck all that. Like we breaking some of that news. Shame's gonna have to give some of that up, man.
Yeah.
Or we gonna have to go in there and start getting our own contacts and just calling niggas and getting the real play.
The strong arm is in full effect.
Real rat.
Yeah.
Real rat. Hey, now we're gonna take a little brief break. We'll be right back. Drop a couple questions in the Twitter,
in the chat
or whatever, so we can answer them on the next time we come back. Right, we back with Playmaker OT. It's the Morris twins. Hey, let's just put this Timberwolves shit to bed. I mean, they had a good season. Obviously, you can't take that away from them, and they show like really good flashes of a good team and a good future. Obviously, again, the way we feel about
you just they fought as much as they could.
Right, matchup.
Ant's 23. He comes back next year. I mean, obviously, it kind of reminds me a little bit of McDaniels. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Boston.
Yeah,
with their young core when you was there, when y'all kept getting to the Eastern Conference Finals, championship, Eastern Conference Finals. You know what I'm saying? Eventually I think they'll get over the mountaintop, but it just comes with it. It just comes with it. You know what I mean? Like,
I feel you on that. We got a couple fan questions about the Minnesota.
Before we move on,
do you think it's been an adjustment for Anthony Edwards to not have Towns in his corner no more?
Yeah and no. I mean, when you look at the dynamic, different players, you look at the dynamic of him and Julius Randle, they both, scored a basketball. Obviously, Towns is one of the best big shooters. So that kind of give you a different dynamic. And he has a lot more size, and he doesn't need to put the ball on the ground as much as Julius Randle. I think that's the difference. He doesn't need to take multiple dribbles to create a shot. You know what I mean? I think he would have been better this series with them than Julius Randle for sure.
Yeah.
And crazy, Julius Randle probably would have been better in that series against Indiana, like the vice versa type situation. You know what I mean?
I definitely could see that.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason, like saying it, because they would have been able to match the bigs, right?
Yep.
I feel like even though Jew was like aggressive, I just think that the size bothered him, right? Like being able to fade over the guy, and then they got a good adjustment by putting
a guard on. They did was they put a guard on all their bigs,
right?
All their bigs that can dribble.
Yeah,
Caruso guard them up top. Caruso guard Nas up top. Caruso guard Drew up top. All of them be getting steals, playing the passing lane. That was definitely a great adjustment by.
Right, and I like that what you said about like it varies. It just varies on the team that they played against. Right, against y'all, Drew Randle was a better fit than would have been Cat. Right, if they'd have had Cat, y'all fucking around.
We would have beat the brakes off him. We would have been too soft.
Right,
Brown would have been able to get up in Cat. And make him do something different with the ball. With Julius Randle, it was just like both big, strong guys. It was just like, Julius Randle wasn't backing down. It was more of a like, you know what I mean? It just wasn't a good matchup for us in general.
Right. Basic Hooper says, what's a better matchup for OKC, Pacers or the Knicks?
I think the Pacers are a better matchup for them. I think Pacers, because of the way they play, it's not ISO basketball. Swing side to side, attack your matchup, play quick, even with trying to let OKC get their defense set. You know what I mean? I think that's going to be the key to. I don't think they're going to beat OKC. Don't get me wrong. I still think it's OKC in 5. I still think OKC is going to win the championship, but Indiana is going to create some problems just because of how they move and how fast they play. You know what I'm saying? That's the part. It don't matter how good of a defense you are. It's going to be a little different,
right? I think that's the part. Like, I think if they do get Indiana, I think the way Hollenberg plays and how fast he moves the ball, how much he advances, how fast they play, I definitely think it'll be a different element than what they're used to, right? They haven't played against really fast teams where everybody's driving, kick, because that's kind of how they play.
Yeah.
OKC play like that, but you got a couple guys that can get it from the mid-range, and I think Siakam the same. They can get it from the mid-range. It'll be interesting to see how Hollenberg and who they put on Hollenberg, because if they put Dort on him, that shit might be he might have a tough time. But even with that, they still can move. They still be able to
Dort ass up. See, I've been watching Dort for the last 3 years in Dallas. Dort is a great defender on scores.
Right.
Guys that just head down scoring, and then on top of that, his team is in position for him if he keep you one way, they help him right there, right? What was another thing that I told you about OKC? If you ain't hitting step back threes and bombing threes off the dribble, they're going to be hard to beat. When we played them last year, when I was with Dallas, Luka was hitting threes from everywhere on the court.
Yeah,
there's no guarding that.
Right.
Lou Dort couldn't guard that. Like, you know what I'm saying? But now when you got and they loading up the floor and you dribbling and you allow him to get in your body and you can't make those shots over top of him over and over, it's gonna be hard to go against him. And I think Hollenberg is too quick. It's not one of those things where he's gonna be able to line Hollenberg up, like, because obviously he's not looking for a shot. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's gonna be coming up the pick and roll playing downhill faster. And I think that'll be different if they try to put Lou Dort. But you still got Caruso, you still got Jalen Williams, you still got what's the little guard, 22, Case and Wallace. So you still got bodies to put on them. I just don't think Dort is the matchup. I think Dort would, if I'm them, I'm going Dort on Siakam.
Siakam, exactly.
I'm going Dort Siakam.
Right, yeah. I'm taking one of the bigs off.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm taking one of the bigs. But I still like the Pacers because I think the Pacers is low key like a physical team.
I don't think Hollenberg's gonna be. I mean, not Hollenberg. I don't think Harkenstein's gonna be able to play in this series that much.
Yeah, this probably won't be a series, but they got the depth, so they'll be able to switch it in and switch it out.
Yeah.
But low key, like I was telling you about earlier, I think the Pacers probably understand the physicality game more than the teams that are left. Right. Like they're definitely way more physical than all the teams that were left of the 4 teams. Just like low key physical. You feel what I'm saying? Like like I was just talking to you about, like them hard, like just running across the court and just bumping, knocking them down, like hitting them. You know what I'm saying? And not really saying that. No, they like that quiet physical where they hit you and don't say shit, walk back down the court and wait for you to say something. And they got a deeper bench too, so I think that's the part that I feel like is going to match up. And one thing that I could see is like, for Minnesota, they didn't really have a point guard of the business. Neil Alexander's like more so a scoring guard, like a scoring point.
A scoring defensive.
Yeah, more they didn't have that, and I think Indiana has a lot more pieces coming off the bench, just like the pace pickup. They got Obi Toppin.
The pace doesn't stop.
Yeah, it just keep playing, and it could be a gift and a curse against OKC because OKC played good defense, and I don't think Minnesota is a really good defensive team. I think they got a lot of holes in their defense, and they really don't give a fuck. They just trying to outscore you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But that's it. We might as well, since we talking about that, what you thought about that game last night, Indiana and the Knicks?
Whole lot of Hollenberg.
Yeah. Whole lot of Hottie.
Whole lot of Holly. What the Hully? What the Holly? That little motherfucker. But we just talked about that. Motherfucker said he ain't a superstar.
Right?
But it's like you when you like, of course he's not a LeBron James. Of course he's not a Luka. But I heard Mad Dog on TV today, like, he ain't make it to the finals. He ain't win a championship. There's been a ton of fucking superstars that didn't make the finals and win a championship.
Yeah, niggas now we call it superstars that haven't made it to the final championship.
I have no idea, but when a motherfucker play like that, 32, 15, and 12, 4 steals and no turnovers.
No turnovers in the Eastern. Like, he understanding the mission. That's when you talk about players that understand what's going on. You seen from gun bust.
I'm gone.
Like, I'm going. If we're going to lose, we're going to lose because I shot us out the game or I just didn't play well. And then we could put it on you. And it's like, okay, well, that's why they pay me the money. That's why I'm the guy. That's why I consider myself a superstar. That's why I move in that term.
They said that he is assisted or scored on 51 of the points Indiana has had in the entire series so far. Last game, it was 71%.
That shit crazy.
They talking about you're not a fucking superstar. What the fuck is that? And then we broke down some numbers yesterday also too, where it was like, look at this shit.
Fastest player since Magic Johnson to reach 500 points, 150 rebounds, and 250 assists in the playoff career.
The last 4 years, the motherfucker's averaging 20 and 10.
Yeah. And then when I said something about Chris Paul, it was like almost like I was disrespecting him. I'm like, bro.
Their numbers damn near the same.
It's the same.
21 to 25, their numbers is damn near exactly the same.
I was trying to figure out, like, why was that like a stretch saying something about Chris Paul? I was like,
because I mean,
confused about that.
You were 20. I mean, the league is a lot different now, man.
It's younger players.
Younger players, but it was name driven, like I was saying. Nothing to take away from CP. Of course,
CP, great
superstar,
point guard,
Hall of Famer, but it was more name driven. These guys nowadays, you don't never get to see Indiana play, and then it was funny that Stephen A. was going down on the numbers and shit. He was like, he said he need more consistency. He was like, he had 2, 9, 6, 7, 4, 3. I was like, that was funny. That was funny because you start going down the stats like ain't no superstars getting 2, and he talking about he had 0 in one game.
Right. He like that shit.
That shit was funny.
That's
But
not
still,
a superstar.
bro,
Fuck that, though.
man,
That
fuck
shit,
that,
I
right?
mean, it don't happen, but I can't say it now. Never, nigga. 0.
That shit was funny. I ain't gonna lie.
But the shit he doing now,
Young superstar Ish is putting him on that level with putting him right there with the ants,
right?
with the
They
SGAs.
get to the chip. Now is he just so like they don't even gotta win. Just if he gets to the chip, I feel like he's on that pet, like he's on that step, or you at that door knocking, like you know what I'm saying.
For a fact.
And you know what else? I wanted to say this because shit, this is us talking, and we can say what the fuck we want.
Yeah.
I was talking about Trae Young, and I was like, because he was like, well, is he better than Trae Young? And I'm like, I mean, you technically can't say that, and you technically can say he's not. I wouldn't even use the word better, but like he's having a better career, obviously, because of like getting to where he got to, right?
Yeah.
And then you kind of like see Trae Young get overshadowed because he's in Atlanta, and Atlanta's not winning shit.
Yeah.
They come with bunch of different coaches. They flipping the players in and out. It's like one of those bad situations. So
Right.
I feel like he's like you can put him above Trae Young right now until he actually get out of Atlanta and be able to see like put him against a team.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where everybody's bought in, the coach is the coach is stable and shit like that, because that means a lot. Like the system's stable. You feel what I'm saying? Everybody know what the fuck going on.
So they having fucking 10, 15 new teammates every 2 years.
2 years, and you can't even figure out who, and then shit, you having a lot of coaches every year. Like a lot of people don't know how much that shit mean. Just having a good coach with a good system to get the players, to fucking buy in. And just to go back to that game, like they kind of just took that shit.
Yeah.
Like they it's like when you watch both sides of the game, like in game 4, you seen the Wolves at home and you seen the Pacers at home. I know it's a different matchup, but the Knicks is a really good team. Like everybody's healthy on the Knicks. There's no excuses. There's no like who's not playing well. Everybody's fucking healthy. So if I'm looking at it, I'm like the Pacers and the shit that they doing is super impressive. And obviously, you know, we got to talk about Pascal Siakam, like
Cooking.
25,
Quietly.
50 from the 3, 54 from the floor.
Oh my God. Cooking.
And you know, he added a lot of shit to his game. And I was saying that, like just watching him, remember, you know, just playing against him. He only really could go right. Remember, it was right. He was gonna go left. He was gonna spin back, right. Be there. Like now, he stepped back and he being super physical. Sweep to the left.
Right.
So he's shooting the mid range, turnaround J's, getting to the middle,
getting in transition like a motherfucker, and finishing also like
finishing. I said he's definitely the catalyst to that. But that goes again, like he has a great point guard. It was a time in the game, and I remember this shit last game. It was towards the end of the game, and Pascal had like ran down the court and he had the matchup. Tyrese Hollenberg dribbled the ball out. He walked that shit all the way to where Pascal was at. It was like, no, you getting this shot. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what I be talking about. Like, just understanding the game. Like, it's a lot of that don't happen. He literally stopped the whole shit and was like, nah, you getting the shot, Pascal, bucket. You know what I'm saying? It's just like they on a string, but that comes along with just like his leadership and the shit that he do. Let's get into a couple of these fan questions. But before we get into the fan questions, Game 5, Garden. What you think? Is it over with?
He said, "What the Holly Burton?" It's over.
It's done.
Holly put in the bed. Dog, listen. The dog understanding the
Come on, bro. They can't go down to the Garden. They can't. They
lost twice. I mean, he lost twice there, right? They beat him twice. They beat him once.
Yeah,
they beat him once. They did. Right?
No, they beat him twice. They beat him twice. Yeah,
they beat him twice there already, so it ain't like they can't lose. But dog understanding the assignment, he's seeing that shit on TV. Niggas talking about he not a fucking superstar. He come out and play like he played last year. He gonna do the exact same thing. I got him again.
So you got them
lights is bright.
So you got them sending Knicks home.
Yeah. Some people say the Knicks might come back and win.
I say that. I'm gonna be the first to say it because if it happened, I want that shit to look good.
I said some people.
I want it to look good. I'm gonna say that because I'm a Knicks fan. I'm not a big fan of Thibodeau. I'm not that big of a fan of them. I'm not a big fan of Thibodeau, but I'm a Knicks fan, and I feel like the city deserves it. Like I'm all about the city, just playing there and knowing how diehard fans he is. It's like Philly. It's the same type of shit. You gotta bleed different out there. You know what
I
I'm
grew up a
saying?
Knicks fan. You already know, but
that's
I
it.
ain't the fuck
The
biased.
blood different. I ain't biased, but I feel like
They need it for it without a
I
question.
feel like
needed.
it's holes there that you can exploit. You just got to be exploited the right way, and you just got to have big games.
Choking.
Yo, that first game started it. That's what really started. If we were really going to talk about the series, it was the fucking first game of the series.
They said
Up a
he
dub.
choking.
And did all that shit.
Yeah.
That's what started it. If they win that game, I feel like we having a different conversation.
No question.
It's a different
No question.
conversation.
That took a lot out of them. I ain't gonna lie.
That took a lot out of everybody.
Getting beat in home at home, getting beat at home anyway takes a lot out of you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, it just makes you look at it different because you normally protect home court in the playoffs.
Right. But damn. Then he cooking.
You got that another fan question.
Okay, we got another fan question. Is Halliburton a top 3-point guard in the league? That's a tough ass question. Let's talk about the point guards in the league. You got Ja Morant.
Ja.
You got
Shea.
Shea P.
Yeah, Shea P.
Shea P. Okay.
Shea P.
You got Maxey.
You got Maxey. You got Jamal Murray.
Jamal Murray.
You got
H. Are we taking H?
Yeah, JH.
Yeah, JH a point guard.
who
We
else?
got we just talked about dude from Atlanta. Just talk about it.
Trey. Luka. Kai.
Yeah. Shit, yeah. Damn, top 3?
This year. That's top
all the
three.
rest of the-
Top 3 in the league. That's
Pick
tough.
3, right? You could pick 3 right now. Luka, SGA, Kyrie. Who that?
It was one person we forgot. Who that? Number 30.
Steph
Curry,
Curry.
and they call him Steph.
My
And they
fault,
call him
Chef.
Chef too.
My fault, Chef. Yeah, you're right. You're right. And I was hot he got here because I felt like the Warriors would have beat.
Yeah, for
I felt like
sure.
the Warriors would have got with OKC. I ain't even gonna
Yeah,
cap.
for sure. It would have been
I
a
feel like
good
the
one.
Warriors would have beat Minnesota if he didn't go down.
Yeah, for sure. I like it.
That would have been a way better matchup actually because I mean obviously the young guns you want to see Ant Edwards, but the Warriors just wired different at that time. They know what's at stake. You feel what I'm saying? I feel like Minnesota just knew that the window is it's wider.
Right. The best young team is OKC.
Right.
If they matching up against another young team, they're gonna beat their ass. Like it's just what it is. But if you match them up against an older team, Denver, that's going to be a good game. If we would have matched up with them, the Lakers, it would have been a good. It would have been a good series. Golden State would have been a good series. But when you match them up against a young, I would call them immature, but just a young team, like OKC, the best young team in the league by far, and will be for the next couple years.
For sure. We got another fan question that said, "Who's the best playoff player you ever played against?"
Ooh, I already know who you are. So.
Who gonna make a? Mine, shit, Brian.
Yeah.
Gotta be Brian. I had a real matchup with Cuz though. Like,
Couple
I
times.
remember when I was in Boston, and before the playoffs, I always like cut my phone off and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like social media off. I'm not looking at social. I don't give a fuck. Social media don't. I don't even look at my phone really that much. That shit was like dark. You know what I'm saying? 0 dark 30. And I remember going, and I remember when they was going to start me and shit, and they was asking me like, "Yo, like how you think you gonna do the guard and LeBron and shit?" And I was like, "Nigga, what? If I ain't number 1 and number 2 in the league to guard this nigga, ain't nobody else."
Nobody else, right?
And I was like, Kawhi, then it's me. You feel what I'm saying? Mind you, I never even guarded the nigga. This is the biggest stage I ever been on because I'm coming from Detroit now. I'm playing in Boston, but I'm feeling it. Mind you, I don't even think about what social media, any of that type of shit happened in my fucking phone. After I didn't even see it till after the playoffs because we end up losing that series.
You lost
in Game 7.
Yeah, 7.
Yeah, and I remember saying it the first game, and I was like, yeah, shit, he gonna have to worry about me too. It's gonna be a 2-way street. First game, I go 21-10. We win that game. I cooked something. I shut him out. You know what I'm saying? He struggled. I had a really good game against him. Game 2, He was Brian. We still won. You feel what I'm saying? I think I had like 15 and 10. I'm talking about I'm getting a full assignment though.
Right.
This ain't no like.
I was right there.
Yeah, you seen it. I'm getting a full assignment. I'm talking about I'm putting my hard hat on. Every time after the game, it feel like I'm in a fucking car crash.
Yeah.
Motherfucker big as hell. He running like a train, taking all these hits.
One time you tried to fucking wrap him up.
I was about to get to that. I was getting all the way to. We beat them twice in Boston. We feeling ourselves. We go to Cleveland, they spank us 2 times. We get up out of there. We come back, Boston, get the 3rd game, and then we get the 3rd game. Go back to Cleveland, they spank us. Now it's game 7. I'm like, yo,
that game up 20.
Yo, we was up 20 points.
That sure was.
I'm like, bro, we fucking around going to the finals. Like I really felt like we was like right there. And JT, they was super young.
Yeah,
it was a great experience. And I remember the last play, the play what you talking about, right? And that's why I remember this shit, because I was like, dog, this nigga LeBron strong as shit, yo. Like he's by far the strongest player. Like in real time, he the strongest player. So on the break, I remember the game was damn near over. He got the ball in the break, and I'm running full speed. And I'm like, bro, I'm telling him like, yo, don't go for this layup. I'm about to take you down. Like I'm about to like throw you to the ground.
Right.
I put my fucking hands on his arm, on his shoulders. Dog dragged me for like from the 3-point line, damn near. Like I was trying my hardest to stop this nigga. He took that shit right to the rim. I'm like, yo, no.
You fell in that.
I'm like, hell no. This nigga. Yo, it was just crazy.
You fell in that. You was in that Eastern Conference torture chamber that Brown was putting everybody through for 10 fucking years straight.
I kept falling that shit.
Yeah, everybody's falling that shit. You in the East at that time.
I'm talking about
sweat the shit out you in Detroit.
Battles.
Beat you in Boston. That was the only 2 times you matched up with him in the playoffs. He was fucking everybody up at that time. Like,
I was supposed to get my lick back when I was with Boston, but I never got my lick back.
That was the one. Or with the Clippers when y'all thought y'all was, but y'all start bullshit.
Yeah, that's a whole nother story. Clippers bullshit. That's a whole nother story. We got another fan question. They say Tyrese Halliburton is a top blank player in the playoffs right now.
In the playoffs right now?
Yeah.
Top.
SGA.
Well, Cuz and them done that. We still counting them.
You got to count them.
Minnesota?
Yeah. All
right, well, top 3.
Top 3. So, right?
No. I'm sorry. Damn, I'm tripping. Top 5.
Top 5.
Top 5.
All right. If you're going to go down the list, you're going SGA.
Ant-Man. Brunson,
then Holly. And then Pascal.
Or Cat.
In the player, I mean, you could go back, but Pascal been way more.
He been playing good, but Cat
been playing. No, Cat only averaging 19. He averaged 24 throughout the season.
Yeah,
that's a real thing.
Yeah,
you shouldn't drop. Your numbers shouldn't go down
against a team that he normally plays good against.
Yeah, I'm just saying in general, overall, like we sometimes it happens.
It might just be based off a series, like somebody might step up more and play better this series. They might need to score more this series, or you know what I mean? Like the matchup might be different.
But the thing about their team, it hasn't been like that.
No.
Who stepped up on the Knicks is scoring more in the playoffs other than JB? Nobody. No.
Bridges?
Hell no. That's my guy. Hell no. He had a fucking terrible series. McBride? I mean, shit. Dude,
he got the best job in the world. Let's just say that. Like he can fucking shoot any shot. He just come and shoot the ball.
Yeah, it's a gift and a curse though, because if he misses first 2, Tibbs pulling him the fuck out.
You're right.
So he can't even really go there. Let's get a couple more of these fan questions before we wrap it up. We ain't gonna drag y'all out all night, man. This was a bullshit game. Really want to get to that Knicks game tomorrow. Hopefully Knicks take it back to fucking Indiana. At least make the playoffs a little bit exciting, right? The Western East Conference final, a little bit exciting.
Yeah, I think the finals gonna be exciting too, especially if it's an Indiana team, like just with the way they play.
Let's do another one. Let's face it, the NBA shit.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, go back to that. Go back to that one, right? Yeah. If you had to choose winning an MVP or a ring, what would you choose? You taking
one of these, huh?
You taking this? Just say you ain't got that. Just what I'm saying. If you, it was you. So it's like if you win the MVP.
I don't got this. I can't measure it up. Like,
but you win an MVP or you
all right,
win a trophy.
so I got this already. Let's just say
you don't got it.
No. Let's just say I won it. Let's just say we won it like I did, and how I felt after winning compared to
winning an MVP.
I'm taking the MVP all fucking day.
Right, I said the same.
Won the goddamn bubble. Won this shit in the bubble. Didn't even get to experience it the way I was supposed to experience.
Right.
Man, I'm taking the MVP.
Right, and I feel like MVP, like, I don't know. It just, I mean, winning a ring is great, but so many things got to go right.
Yeah.
Like if I'm just saying for me, and obviously I would be in the driver's seat, but just like for my career, like I've basically spent so much time with one team and fucking never got a chance to like get there.
Good team too.
And a good team, and like just, obviously guys get hurt. It is what it is, part of the game, but half that time, like, pissing me off because I'm like, bro, I'm fucking wasting years.
Yeah.
I'm wasting years. And I get to my last year and I'm moving around and I'm playing with the fucking Sixers, and we actually probably could have made some noise if fucking Daryl Morey don't tweak out. Like, this dude fucking tweaker. He's a tweaker. Tweaked out, and now they get to the playoffs and the shit we'd have been on the team could have helped them, though. But so I think I would choose MVP, man. I MVP,
Especially
at least with the MVP, I'm gonna say this. At least with the MVP, you get to take it home personally. You ain't gotta buy a fucking replica trophy, because there's only one of these motherfuckers.
So what you saying?
I'm saying if it was an MVP, you got the MVP. It would be you by yourself.
So what you saying about my joint right here though? This joint got my name on it.
Yeah, it got your name. You bought that joint. You
this
got
ain't
that
no
joint.
replica, huh?
You got that joint done.
This is a real joint right here. I got this from the Lakers.
It's a real replica.
No, this ain't no.
It's a real replica.
That's a real joint. Hold up, bro.
That's a real replica. I ain't taking no. Listen, I ain't taking nothing from it. I ain't taking nothing from it. I ain't taking nothing from it.
Side, but damn, bro. Like,
John, that's what I'm saying. That shit a replica, man. But if you had an MVP joint, that joint be shiny as shit, and it won't stop be shiny. You know why? Because it'd be 101. You'll have a 101.
That is a 101.
They make those.
So
they don't make the MVP. That nigga, that's the only nigga that got that. Whatever year that is, that's the only, nobody can get that back.
Right about that. You're
but
right.
This is, you know what I'm saying? You my man. I felt like I won too.
Yeah, you're right.
So, but still,
you're right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm taking the MVP. They can take that shit back.
I want you on the MVP, especially in this day and age. I want you on the MVP.
Fuck that. All right, let's get this shit over with, man. We got predictions.
Can Knicks win 3 in a row? Fuck no.
Shit over. Smoke. I'm say yeah. I'm gonna give them hope, and the only reason I'm gonna give them hope because JB, you got a dude that can go for 50, possibly, and get super hot and will and deal. You got a big that they really can't guard, and they trying to figure out how to guard him. And then if you get a big game from Miles Bridges or a big game offensive game from Anunoby or somebody else step up big offensively, they got a better chance.
They got a better chance.
They can't come with that stupid ass starting lineup again. I'm sorry, I gotta say it.
Knicks pack getting smoked.
Dog, they can't start Miles. They can't start Mitch Robinson. They get off to a slow start with Mitch Robinson. Not that he's playing well. I just feel like it clogs the fucking lane up. It clogs the lane up.
Yeah.
I'm trying to outscore Indiana first. I'm not trying to see if we can guard him. I'm trying to have all my guns blazing from a gun bust, because that's what they trying to do. They don't give a fuck about no defense. They play defense and rough you up, but they trying to score that shit. So we already know you think they can't win 3 in a row. It's over with.
Knicks pack getting smoked.
I'm rocking with the Knicks who win 3 in a row. Who wins in the final matchup between the Pacers and OKC?
Initially I said OKC in 5 again.
5 again?
5 again, but honestly, I just want to see that first game.
Right.
If it's the Pacers, I just want to see the first game. I want to see the pace. I want to see what looks different in this series. Because I know because Indiana has that style of basketball where anybody can get off. A bunch of different people can score. The ball is popping, it's moving. I want to be able to see how do OKC guard a team like that.
It's that fast, right?
Yeah.
Very tricky. You're right about that.
What about you?
I think Rick Carlisle is a really good coach, so it'd be definitely interesting to see how he can throw little curve balls at that OKC defense and get, you know what I mean, get the ball and body movement going. So I would like to see how that is. I'm gonna go with the Pacers. I think the Pacers. I just gotta go with the underdog, man. I counted them out. I thought, and I didn't count OKC out. I just thought Minnesota. I just thought highly of Minnesota, and that wasn't no slight against OKC. OKC is a really good team, really young team. And I think they're gonna be the guys that you got to get through to get to that spot.
Yeah, I just think that being able to hang their hat on that defense.
Right. But if you got somebody that's, I think it's just matchup based too. Like I said, I feel like it's some holes that could be exploited, and not playing against, because there's nobody on the Western Conference that's like the Pacers. Yeah, Pacers is really their own style, throughout the entire league. Not even the Eastern Conference. They have their own style of play, and I think it's definitely tough to match up with it. And they can go just as deep as the Thunder, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? We got one more question. One more prediction. Is the Pacers and OKC finals good for the league?
Fuck no.
It's not?
Hell no. Two small ass markets like that.
Yeah.
OKC not really that small of a market when it comes to like ticket
Indiana
sales.
Not neither though.
When it comes to ticket sales and people that actually come to the game, but when you talk about smart, they are small markets.
I mean, yeah, when you speak, but when you talk about the Pacers, like they're a basketball town.
Yeah, it's definitely a basketball town.
Like similar, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it might look small market, but I feel like the pace of the game, I feel like it's actually gonna be exciting to what I see. I feel like the energy in that motherfucker gonna be.
I just don't think it's good for the league.
For the league,
logistically.
Yeah.
They had a stat where I think they might have said 99 was the last time that a finals game was played outside of Texas and California.
Damn. Right. Yeah.
It's been that long, yeah.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, that was crazy, right?
Yeah,
that's crazy. That stat, right?
Damn, that was crazy. Yeah. Well, shit, we fucking know what's going on. Hey, man, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. We will be back for the whole finals. Obviously, back tomorrow. We might pull up a couple days next week, get a couple of the guys on here, talk about their season and what they're looking forward to in free agency, what they thought about the playoffs, and see what they think about the finals. Drop your predictions in the comments. Tap back in. Playmaker OT with the Morris twins. Back again.
See y'all tomorrow.
Have a good night.
Man.